Oh, this is Margaret in Windsor, and that's the way I start my videos. I've done quite a few since exactly a little over a year ago. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 1941 and brought to Lawrence County, Alabama, Moulton, and dropped off in a pigsty. What else can I say? In a hellhole. Mad magazine. Atmosphere. Anyway, wrote a book. I'd worked for doctors in 76 through 78, 9, about mind control. And Larry McDonald, a congressman, doctor from Piedmont Hospital in Atlanta, wrote about him. The deaths of Warren and Rosanna Matthews, pathologists there who knew too much, by the way. And programming. People modify their behavior, their decision making, and you can command them to go out and kill, program them to, and they're innocent victims. So your agencies from that time to now have certainly got much more sophisticated. You can even Google it now, which I couldn't then. Now, I want to say this quick to give background, and it uses up some space, and to be honest, I don't know how to extend the time on my video, so it ends up trying to give background and run out of space or time. This is my dad, King Edward VIII. He was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor, and this is my aunt, the artist Georgia O'Keefe. My mom, I said that was Claudia Ruth, the baby. I want to, and let me go ahead and do this. This is Wallace Warfield Simpson that married a double, not my dad. And history has recorded all this. They put a 99-year seal on my birth in 39, and I am heir to the British Crown. There was a 99-year seal put on, and it would be nice, if it still exists, to have it down and unsealed. This is my Uncle George, illegal, sold out his country, sold out his brother, had kidnapped me, the real monarch, his niece, and installed his own traitor, Elizabeth, illegal second. She's not the monarch, and any treaties that they have signed are illegal. This is 1939 when they came over planning my kidnapping, all right, in 41. So they really got, in the way of treaties, monies, and by the way, they took down my father, a very honorable man, and my mom, who was an American Catholic, Irish. By the way, I'm British, period. I love my mom, and I know that but I am British. These are my sons, Mark and Scott, and they've had, you talk about civil rights, I'd like for the world to see what they've done to them. This is an old photo, and this is my son Mark, who would be heir after me, not William. And by the way, he named the little one George, that everybody loves as they're promoting, with my money, and, they have the crown jewels. I hadn't even thought about that because my mind didn't work in that direction. But she stole it all, and there you go. This is Timothy McVeigh, who was programmed. And he went to death for it, Oklahoma City. Said the military put a chip up his rear. Wonder how many more they've done that to. This is William. They put a chip in him because he might be kidnapped, like his grandfather and his great-grandfather and his grandmother did to me, and took over illegally. This is part of who I wrote about. Well, I didn't write about this. This was later, but this is Fort Hood psychiatrist who did the shootings, born here in Roanoke, where I am, Benton, Virginia. And he finished school at Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, and there's a whole list of them done there, not just the 33 that were shot. And I wanted to mention this real quick. He's being treated for mental illness when mind control has nothing to do with mental illness. He's being tortured. That was the Aurora, Colorado shooter, and I wanted to put this down. This was Larry Flint, and I was flown out there in the campaign in '83, and I learned of my identity and kidnapping from the British. by the way. This is Larry Flint that was shot March the 6th, March 6th of 78 in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I'm doing the book Moonraker Apartments in Marietta. This came out that was for U.S. Congress to replace the doctor I'd written about, Larry McDonald, when his plane went out. And the press won't tell the truth about any of this. You put a controller, the pilot, under mind control, and you make him veer out of space into Russian airspace where they shot it down. And that's happened. Mind control has been used on a lot of it, but airplane crashes. And this was in April of '84. Now, I had a letter at one time, June the 23rd, which was my dad's birthday, but this is in '79, about an ongoing investigation, national security involved. Darn, that's been cut off. But anyway, this is Edward Snowden. And some people like him, some people don't. He told the truth, and I can assure you one day you might wish you'd listened to him because he just touched the tip of the iceberg. Now, I wanted to show this because I hope he doesn't mind. Scott Peterson was one of the mind control murders. And this is Mark Garagos, who I like. I sent him a letter. I mean, I've corresponded fax over the first few years of that. But this is where I got a letter that's cryptic. So it's Larry Flint, but it's got, at that time, it was Mark Garagos' address there in Los Angeles. And it's got Peggy W. Childers. The name they gave me here, the twin, both twins are dead when they kidnapped me, was Peggy and Carl. Both twins were dead, but it was Peggy Dempsey Childers I have to go by. That was the twins' name. They were born out of wedlock. So they put the Windsor in there, and this was sent to me, and it was in July the 27th of '04. Missoula, Montana. And it has to do with what happened in Missoula. It's kind of cryptic. You can decode it, and even the car on it. And then inside they put, this is what was inside. And see, my tape's going to go out, and I won't get any of this on there. It was dated July the 25th, '04. It's got the same address, Flint, but that's Garagos' was his. He's moved now. It says, Dear Peggy, come to Los Angeles at once. Meeting set up with the Windsor representatives for August the 15th. And it's, well, I was told later by someone who knows that the L didn't stand for love. It stands for Larry Flint. So, I wanted to mention this one real quick, too. This is one of the mind control murders. It was Gabby Gifford and her husband's Mark, the astronaut Kelly, and his twin was Scott Kelly, astronaut. And that's all the murders that happened there. The mind control guy was under mind control. And this is my sons Mark and Scott. And these the mind control murders, that some of them have been deliberately done in patterns, and so that they can be proven, whether the truth is ever allowed. The media, you talk about the police right now, the media is the one that the cameras should be turned on and forced to tell the truth. Believe me, they knew about my kidnapping before I did. They also, I have, in all of this with antifreeze, every law in the book, I should have died. It's an April Fool's joke to the Americans. Seriously, I've been a joke that they could kidnap me, Victoria II, and do everything in the book to me, and now they're focusing on, not that I don't care about the young man, but you got Eric Holder and Obama rushing for the cameras and everything on Michael Brown, who's been shot, about his civil rights and everything, down in the cops and everything. And by the way, Trayvon Martin, they were Johnny on the spot, okay? I want to go back because this is how they run me here. I've lived a hell of a life, and I'm going to have to go to the second tape, and I can't give the background on it. I'm just going to pick up on it if you care to